It's Thursday again on the afternoon. Better Know Ascend Thursday. Bring on some of your hometown squad, the Merritt Centennials. Get to know them a little bit better. Today we got Mattias Dal Monte on the show. Hey, man.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's get right into it. You are from Nanaimo.
Yep.
Grew up in Nanaimo, so you were a fan of the BCHL as a kid? Or?
Yeah, I'd go to games. It was, seeing it now, being in the league, it's cool, but back then you look up to them just like they're the Canucks. Kind of think that they're the best team around.
Right. Okay, so Nanaimo was your team when you were a kid, eh?
Yeah.
Now you're in the BCHL. Can you tell us about your first game playing Nanaimo? Is that one that stuck out to you?
Yeah, it sticks out, but not for good reason. Myself, and I don't think the team didn't have our best game in Nanaimo, but that's all right. We rebounded well. But it was good to see family and friends when I was there.
So you actually got to play the team that you grew up cheering for, so that was kind of a surreal experience.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you discovered that you were on the Merritt Centennials. You are a Schmelt this year, one of the Schmeltzes.
Yep.
All right, so how did you get the call? How did you discover that you were on the Sens?
With the process, you kind of come to a spring camp. From there, coaches get a first look at you and then get invited to main camp. And then coming up at main camp, I wasn't sure what to expect. First couple of days I was staying in a hotel, and then everyone kind of got moved into billet houses, and then kind of just day by day there was 2 or 3 cuts, and then we went on a camping trip there were still like 3 or 4 guys left to be cut. Still wasn't really sure, and then had one final meeting with Joe, and he kind of said, yeah, we're going to keep you around for the year. And I had to call my parents and tell them to bring the rest of my stuff up and get all moved into my billet house. Yeah.
Nice, man. So it was a process for you. There was no guarantee.
No.
You just kind of got invited to camp, and then as the guys kind of got scratched off the list, you were like, oh, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And then you're still here.
Yeah, I was just sticking around.
So that's nice, man. You got that call, and then you tell your parents, all right, bring it to my billet house, all the stuff. I need it now.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, let's talk about the differences between your billets and your real parents. Better food?
Oh, that's a tough one. For us, my mom would always make me breakfast at home, but for me and Matthew at our billets, we stay pretty independent. So I'd say it's more I'm not as good of a cook as my parents, but for dinners it's a toss up. They both make good dinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. You're getting some home cooked meals here in Merritt. And what do you make at Merritt so far?
It's a bit like the Nanaimo, just a bit smaller. So I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Closer community.
Not too much of a change. Not as much Nanaimo bars.
No. Yeah. I'm not the biggest Nanaimo bar guy, so I don't miss them too much.
We know how you made it onto the Merritt Centennials. Let's go back a little further now. Your very first memory of hockey. Does something stick out as your first memory of hockey?
Yeah, there was I was actually born in Campbell River, just about an hour north of Nanaimo. And so when I was like 2 or 3, my parents put me in the little program. It was called Little Rascals. And it was 2 and 3-year-olds just playing hockey on. They had like it was indoor, but just a little ice surface. Mm-hmm. And I remember I loved it. I loved it. It was probably an hour every week, and it was best time.
So 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of put you into this game, and it's kind of just like a chaos game. I kind of remember those. It was just kind of little huddles of kids surrounding the puck.
Yeah, just swarming the puck and following it everywhere.
Well, that's pretty cool. And let's bring it back up a little bit. You get into hockey, then you spend some years playing it. When did it hit you that you were pretty good at this game? That you discovered that, hey, maybe I got a future here? Maybe
in about novice, to make the teams fair, I think it was either my dad or my mom was helping out coaching my novice team in Nanaimo, so that's like 7 and 8-year-olds. And they do a draft. Actually, the coaches do they do a development where they look at all the kids and then they do a draft to make the teams even. And obviously they don't tell the kids where they get drafted, but I still can't remember if it was my mom or my dad, but they came home and said, yeah, went second. And I said, oh, wow. And then had a pretty good year. And I kind of Nanaimo's not the biggest town, so you never really know if you're actually that good. So I was always pretty good for Nanaimo, and then making this team was a pretty big step for me.
So growing up, it was, you kind of just slowly built as you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting better. I'm pretty good at this. Then, you discover that you are good. That's kind of when the hard work comes in, really, right?
Yeah.
The summer times are kind of spent conditioning and getting ready for the next season.
Yeah, 100%.
Now let's get into more hockey questions with you. Favorite hockey team,
Red Wings.
and why'd you choose them?
Growing up, when I was little, I was always a huge fan of Pavel Datsyuk, and I'm a defenseman, but I just really liked the way he played the game, and I kind of always followed him. I mean, as a kid, they were the team that always made the playoffs, so it was pretty easy to follow them, and then just been a fan ever since.
Yeah, still a fan of Detroit.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Pavel Datsyuk. Who is your favorite player today?
Today, I'd probably say Zach Werenski on Columbus. I mean, he's only been in the league for a year and a half, but I really like the way he plays the game. It's pretty fun to watch.
You take some of his game, kind of apply it to your own game, would you say?
Yeah, I try to. Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. That's a good model to have right there.
Yeah.
Now back to Merritt. You said that you're liking the experience so far. You are a schmelt, a rookie on the team this year. What do you make of the fans?
The fans are good. You know, it's kind of everywhere you go. People are always talking about the last game and what happened and how's it going. It's pretty cool. It's tight-knit, and I mean, everyone kind of knows the Centennials, so it's nice.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to get recognized every now and then. We are led by one guy, the team fan captain, Jerry Dingleberry. Now, he tells us the louder we are in the stands, the better you guys play on the ice. That's true, you would say.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
You got any crazy stories you can tell us about Jerry?
I think, yeah.
Everybody seems to have one.
I think probably the craziest would be we played a bad game. I think it was Thanksgiving weekend. We had the Monday off, and Jerry called us all down to the rink. We had the Monday off for a holiday, and then Jerry called us all down the rink about 7 a.m. Tuesday, and he made us run the stairs. He made us run the stairs in the rink for a good 45 minutes, and
Jerry has the power to do that?
Yeah, everyone listens to Jerry.
I mean, I knew he has these like lectures and stuff. I didn't know that he could call the whole team in for drills.
Yeah, when Jerry talks, we listen. So we ran the stairs and kind of showed us that we can't be playing like that again. Went out and won our next one pretty handily, so it was good.
Wow, so Jerry Dingleberry, some power over your Merritt Centennials, bringing them in after a bad game, 7 a.m. on a Tuesday to run the steps, and they did it.
Yep.
Nobody missed that.
Nope, everyone was there.
Wow. Jerry Dingleberry getting more props from your Merritt Centennials, this time from Mattias Dal Monte. From there we go to tic-tac-toe, Mattias.
Yeah.
So tic-tac-toe, you're the coach in this situation. Coach Joe, Shazi, Coach Matt, they're all on the ice, and they have a play that you dreamed up, and that's how they win this thing. How do they do it?
I think it's a line rush. I mean, 3-on-3 overtime, I'd send Shazi. Joe's going to have the puck coming over the blue line, and I'd send Shazi to the net hard, probably draw both their D-man back, and then Joe would just feather one over to Matt. High slot. I mean, Matt, I don't think I've ever seen him miss a shot from a high slot, so I think Matt puts it in and we win the game there.
Matty.
Yeah.
All right, so he gets one in the high slot and shoots it past the goalie. Gets that game winner. What kind of celly do you see him doing in a moment like that?
Oh, maybe go by the other team's bench. Let them hear it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Do the old Hanson Bros.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was a rivalry game, if we were playing Penticton or someone, definitely.
Definitely. That's what it is. It's a rivalry game. It's overtime.
Yeah.
So then Matty goes over to the Penticton V's and gives him the old high five to the helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Nice. Tic-tac-toe this week with Mattias Dal Monte of your Merritt Centennials. How about superstition? Do you subscribe at all to any superstitions in your game?
I wouldn't say so. A couple things I like to do in warm-up, just kind of keep it loose with some of the guys. I mean, me and Mike Van Unen will just, when everyone's shooting on the goalies at the end, we'll pass pucks as hard as we can on the ice until someone misses.
I wouldn't really count that as a superstition.
Yeah, not really a superstition. Just something we do every game, but not really. The craziest one I've seen, probably a guy 2-3 years ago in Nanaimo. He would get dressed, his bottom half, he would put everything on left side first. And he always looked ridiculous because he'd put his left shin pad, skate, sock on, and then his right leg would just be bare. I think.
And did you ask him about it? Did you say why?
Yeah, and he just said, "Oh, I always did it." And I said, "I don't know. I don't get how you get into him, but."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing just to start, and then maybe he had a good game, and he's like, well, I'm never going to lose this now.
Yeah, I don't think he plays anymore. He wasn't the best player, so
right.
I don't know if it worked out for him.
Well, there you go. Superstition. Maybe it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't work as much as hard work anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Some superstition talk with Mattias Dal Monte. Now, this is something that the Sens have been kind enough to do with us. they take us, the fans, inside the dressing room just for a moment to tell us a word or a phrase that you guys use among yourselves. Do you have anything that you could share with us that if we're fans talking to each other, we can talk like sense?
I think some we use a lot in practice and stuff, where if someone kind of gets beat one-on-one, or we use the word exposed a lot. So
Exposed, okay.
Exposed, so you get lost. Someone beats you on a one-on-one, someone beats you wide, a lot of different stuff. Yeah, a lot of people will be yelling exposed while it happens, yeah.
Yeah, if somebody dekes past you, you have just been exposed.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not the first time we've heard that one. I forget who brought that up the first time, but that's a good one. Exposed.
Exposed, yeah.
And that's something that you can use around the office, too. If you work
can.
around the office, I mean, if someone's getting the copier wrong or something, they've been exposed.
Yep, 100%.
Exposed. The Centennials Word of the Week brought to you by Mattias Dal Monte of your Merritt Centennials. From there we go to the joke. See if I can make you laugh.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know, man. I'll tell you one that's kind of short and sweet.
Okay.
I have a reputation of telling these longer ones, but I'll tell you one that's a little bit short of this one. It's an anecdote of me going to the Merritt Centennials. I've been to plenty of games before. Love going to them. BCHL is fantastic. I love watching you guys play.
Okay.
I got to tell you about last week, though. I was at the Sens game watching you guys play. All of a sudden, it's the second period. Out of nowhere, I'm just starting thinking to myself, I'm sitting there in the stands, I'm thinking to myself, why is it that a hockey puck appears larger the closer it gets? And then it hit me.
That's a cheesy one.
I
saw it coming. I saw that one coming.
You did see it coming.
Yeah, I don't think you got me there.
Yeah, it looked like you were about to laugh, but then you were like, ah.
I saw it coming, and I was about to laugh, and I held it.
You held it.
Yeah.
Take that as a loss with that one. Lost this week for make 'em laugh. Can't make 'em, but that's fine. The playoffs start today, So we can't have you laughing and carrying on. That's why I eased it today.
Just focused.
We end it, though, by giving you the last word. Is that wise?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. So we give you the last word. It's the Sense Request, a song that you can play for us. What do you want to play?
I'll get Your Love by The Outfield.
Okay, a classic right there. The Outfield, Your Love, and it's brought to you by Mattias Dal Monte. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.